Hey everybody, it's your friend Jason Pound here answering the top questions asked by home buyers in today's real estate market. And a question that's showing up on Google searches and AI platforms today is, how come the seller didn't accept my offer? That's a great question. The short answer is, would you take that offer if you were on the other side of the table? That's the real answer. As usual, let me over-explain. Real estate is a people business. It doesn't operate on logic the way it should. It operates on math. And if you were selling a house, there are two main things that you would be concerned about. Number one, you would be concerned about how much money you walked away from the closing table with in your pocket. And number two, you would be extremely worried about closing on time. Most of the homes that are being sold in the market, those people are moving into a new house, a new home, and they need the funds from the old home to help pay for their new home. And if there's a hint or a sniff that you're a weak buyer and that you may not be able to close on time for some reason, nobody wants to do a transaction with you. It is important that when you submit an offer, you are positioning yourself in the strongest possible way so that your buyers, or that your sellers that you're trying to buy their house from, feel like they are netting a fair amount for the property. And number two, that you can actually close on time. Although we are in a seller's market, we are still experiencing multiple offer situations. We went live with the listing this Friday. We showed the property back to back over Saturday and Sunday, and we received 3 offers Sunday night. We negotiated and we went under contract on Monday. Even in this current buyer's market, if it's a high quality house that truly is an anomaly as compared to the other houses that it's competing against, it's going to sell fast, it's going to sell for more, and you're going to compete against multiple offers. So these were the 7 main criteria that we utilize as real estate agents to help our seller figure out which buyer they wanted to go with. And although price is the most important, it is not the only consideration. However, price is very important, and we should mark out the word price and put the word net in there. What price are you offering? And after all is said and done, how much are they going to actually walk away with? That's a very, very important consideration right now. And lowballing somebody by 20 and 30% is probably not going to get you into a house right now. Across the greater Oklahoma City metro area right now, 37% of homes are falling off the market unsold, meaning that they have been marketed anywhere from 6 months to a year. And you know they've received lowball after lowball after lowball, and they've turned them all down. And they have said, we would rather hang on to this house rather than sell it at the lower price that people are willing to offer right now. So although we're in a buyer's market, we are not in a desperate market where sellers are willing to give their properties away. Number two, the amount of earnest money. When you make an offer on a property, the Oklahoma tradition is that you put 1% down. If you're not putting 1% down, you are not considered a serious or strong buyer. In fact, you're considered often to be a flaky buyer who might back out of the contract for any little reason. And if one of the top 2 fears of a homeowner is not being able to close on time, they don't want to go under contract with you and then dinker around for 2 weeks, and then you back out of the contract and they have to go back on the market and find another buyer. So earnest money shows a buyer how serious are you about buying their house. Number 3, the close date. That's very, very important, because if this seller is buying another house, they're trying to line up multiple closings really, really close to each other. Because the last thing they want to do is move everything out of the house into storage, live in a hotel room for 2 or 3 days, then move into their new home. They want to be able to close both properties on the same day and immediately take your money that you've paid to them and transfer that towards their purchase on their new house. and be able to move out and move in on the same day. So being flexible on closing dates as a buyer is very important to getting negotiating leverage or to get offer leverage so that your offer will be chosen. Number 4, the inspection period. The traditional inspection period in Oklahoma is 10 days. 10 days is plenty of time to get the roof inspected, the foundation inspected, the HVAC inspected, the electrical system inspected, the plumbing system inspected, and any other thing that you want inspected, such as a well or septic or something like that. If you are going longer than 10 days, you are signaling to that seller that you are a persnickety buyer who's going to go over that house with a fine-tooth comb, and you are going to find everything possible that's wrong with it, and then you're going to ask them to fix it. That's what everybody thinks when you go in and put in a 15 or 20-day inspection period. So be careful on your inspection periods. Number 5, down payment amount. Many buyers right now are using down payment assistance, which is offering the minimum down payment of 3.5%. If you are a seller and 2 offers came to you and one was doing a 20% down payment and one was doing a 0% down payment assistance program, which one do you think is going to have a higher probability of closing? So many realtors and many sellers are looking at the down payment amount to determine whether they feel safe or not with your offer. So the higher the down payment you can show, the stronger you look as a buyer. Number 6, what concessions are you asking for? How much closing cost, if any, are you asking that seller to pay for? Because if you've hit them with a 20 to 30% discount, and then you're asking them to pay 3 to 6% in seller concessions on top of that, you're asking them to take a 26 to 36% hit to their bottom line. For many of them, that's their equity position. They were going to put that 20% into their new house. So it's rather greedy right now in this market to ask for large discounts and large seller concessions at the same time, especially if you know you're competing against multiple offers. Finally, number 7, most people don't realize this, but the lender that you use is very, very important. In the multiple offer situation we were in this weekend, we chose a particular offer that actually netted the client less money because we were more comfortable with the lender and knew that she has a reputation for closing a high percentage of her loans. Whereas the other lender was an unknown in the market and we didn't feel safe. So that being said, why is your offer not being accepted? Probably because if you were the seller, you wouldn't accept that offer. Put yourself on the other side of the table and say, if I was in that situation, what would I think would be a fair offer, a fair structure to the contract? And that is the goal in the real estate, is not to bend people over and take advantage of them. But the goal is to go into a fair win-win transaction where both sides walk away from the table going, I'm glad I did that. My name is Jason Pound with Jerica Pound Realty Group in Keller Williams, Mullox, Norman. We service the entire Oklahoma City metro area with hyper-local focus and expertise on South Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman. If we can ever be of service, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to help buyers, sellers, investors, and people who want to custom build their dream home. Never hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to serve you. In the meantime, peace out. Have a great life.